Backstage, I waited for Blossom's act to conclude. It did. Oh! Heard a door slam, and my head rolled off on the floor and broke.
Come on, Marlowe, you're not dead.
Is that official?
How'd you get in here, anyway?
You wouldn't believe me if I told you. I hardly believe it myself.
You're not supposed to be back here.
I know. I've had that pointed out to me several times now. Yeah, and I didn't think I told you my name.
Your wallet was on the floor. I can read.
Oh, yeah, well, good for you. Who hit me, and with what size sandbag?
I don't know.
You never know anything, do you?
Listen, Mr. Marlowe, you've been barging in all day where you're not wanted.
Why didn't you tell me Buff was a wino? Oh! Hey, look, that's what's left of my head, huh?
I hope it hurt. I hope it hurt awful.
Well, you get your hope it did.
Hey, listen, you, I'm pretty fed up with you.
Know just how you feel, Baloo.
I told you before.
I know what you told me. You don't want any trouble.
Don't tell me you want another ticket.
Not me, kid. I've taken the cure.
How is your moral fiber?
Like Gibraltar. You know a guy named Buff Ryan?
For free, I don't know my own mother.
You don't, huh? At first, but that was before I saw the twisted face with the watery blue eyes at the far end of the bar. Beside him, the unofficial dean and philosopher of Skid Row, J. Fenton Prentice. I started toward them, but a cordon of winos surrounded me before I could reach him.
That's him, Prentice. That's the one.
Yeah, Prentice, I'm the one. Will you call the brothers here off, make them breathe in another direction, and let me talk to Buff?
We're a close association here, Mr. Marlowe. Outsiders are not welcome.
Oh, come on, Prentice. You know me well enough.
Perhaps, Mr. Marlowe, but we know each other better, my associates and I. My young friend Buff here quite obviously does not wish to talk with you. We're merely respecting his wishes in our own way.
Oh, come on. Look, this is cockeyed. Maybe this isn't the place to say it, but you've inherited money, Buff. That's all I came to tell you.
Really?
Yeah? Who died?
Your Aunt Julie.
Don't let him say any more, Prentice. Don't let him get to me. I gotta get out of here.
If you gentlemen will restrain Mr. Marlowe.
Martin Allman was glad to see me. That was a nice change of pace. I told him all I knew. Didn't take long.
I'm afraid you've had quite a bad experience, Mr. Marlowe. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, too.
Oh, by the way, this picture arrived. Special delivery from Philadelphia about an hour ago.
Oh?
Is this the reluctant chap you tracked down?
Let me see that. Oh, yeah, that's Buff, before Muscatel.
Well, you've done a fine job, Mr. Marlowe. I made your check out for you.
Thanks. So you're going to try to get in touch with Buff yourself?
Perhaps. Not personally, of course. You're certain that Waring Street address, the little house in back, should reach him?
Yeah. Or I suppose you could get in touch with him through Blossom at the Burlesque Theater.
Mm-hmm. Well, we've done all we can for now. Unfortunately, I've been called back to Philadelphia. I'm taking a plane out in an hour.
Well, what about Buff in the end?
You weren't as long as I thought you'd be, Mr. Marlowe.
How'd you get here from Skid Row, Prentice? Fly?
I always taxi.
How nice for you.
After you left Tilly's, I fell to thinking, Mr. Marlowe.
Quite a fall.
It occurred to me that perhaps you were telling Buff the truth all the time.
I was. That's not important now, is it?
Oh, yes. I should say it's quite important.
Really?
You mustn't be too hard on Buff, Mr. Marlowe. He's like most men on the row. He probably has his reasons for running. Running from life, perhaps. Running from himself. Or others.
Are you trying to tell me something, Prentice?
Now, that would be presumptuous of me, Mr. Marlowe. Temper justice with mercy. That much I say to you. I tell you, Buff Ryan is running. And with reason. If his reason interests you, then I suggest you set about finding out what it is.
Well, is there any reason why I should?
No, there isn't, but this much I do know. He has left the row, and he is running.
Phil, is this a big-time or small-time crook, this Ryan?
He's pretty small, Sergeant Mooney, if he is one.
Aliases?
No, not that I know of.
Well, we'll try Ryan just for size, huh? Buff's a crazy name.
He's a crazy guy.
Yeah, we'll have to look for it in the moniker file if we don't
All right.
have it here. Hold it here. This your guy?
Where? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's it. Let's see that, will you? Take it out of there.
Yeah.
Let's see, not much of a record. Suspect, armed robbery, charges dropped. Suspect, extortion, charges
I
dropped.
wonder why they bothered to take his picture.
I don't know. Aliases. Buff Ragland, Bob Rutledge, C.A. Douglas.
Hmm?
Hello.
What?
Takes care of one question mark.
Does it?
Yeah, take my word for it, kid, it does. Let's see. Last question in connection with the slaying of Julie Leader, Philadelphia. Wait a minute. I knew I didn't like this Martin Allman. I didn't bother to check his record. I got the picture. No wonder Buff ran from me like the plague. Martin had suckered me into setting Buff up for the kill. Marlowe, the finger man, that's great. Well, I got back to the theater and practically nothing flat. Yanked Blossom practically off stage, shoved her into my car, and drove like mad to the little gray house behind the little gray house. Prentice said Buff had left Skid Row. If he wasn't on Waring Street, he might be anywhere, including dead. Martin was paying off a cab driver in front of the house.
Please don't let anything happen to him.
Don't crack now, honey. We'll make it in time. If you just let us in.
He's got to, Mr. Marlowe. He's my husband.
Okay. Take it easy, baby.
Stand away from him, Blossom, or I'll kill you, too.
No, Buff, no.
Now, listen, Buff, Martin's coming in the front. You can't waste time with us.
I don't believe you, Marlowe. You're part of the deal. Hey, what is this?
You should have listened to me, Buff! I'm sorry, Blossom. I had to. He's all right. He's just out. Now, listen, you got to answer that front door.
No.
Answer it! I'll be right behind the door. He won't do anything to you. Just let him come in.
But I'm afraid.
So am I. Come on.
Oh, how do you do? I was looking for a gentleman by the name of Buff Ryan. I'm an old friend of his. I understood he lived here.
Yes, he does.
Is he at home now?
Yes, won't you come in?
Oh, thank you.
Marlowe, thank heaven.
Thank me. I got his gun.
Are you all right?
Never felt better. Go throw some water on your boy and get him in here. Maybe he'll talk now.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe I will. Now.
Buff, darling, you're not hurt?
Not anymore, honey. I don't figure you, I guess, Marlowe. I thought you were on Martin's team.
I was at first, when I thought the business about you inheriting the $5,000 was legitimate. What's he got against you?
I saw too much once, about a year ago. I saw Martin kill Julie Leader. I was the only one who saw it. I knew he'd give me the same thing if he ever got the chance. He can't do that now, can he?
Not if you'll talk. When we get the law here.
Buff, why didn't you tell me?
Silly question, honey. Sure, Marlowe. Call the law. It'll be almost a pleasure to talk.